Today I'm going to interview you about the value and communication for the business communication project that have to compare the value and communication style between your culture and my culture. For this interview will take around 15 to 20 minutes and I will divide into two main sections, which is the value and the communication. So first, thank you for letting us interview you. Could you tell us briefly about yourself? Let us know what your name or where you come from.
I'm Manika and I'm from India, but I've been living in Thailand for like quite some time now.
Let me start with the value question. For the first question, what is the most important thing in your life? Why do you think that thing is important?
I think the most important thing in my life would be my family and the values I carry around, because it defines me for who I am. And like between the people who communicate with their family and the one who doesn't much, I think they have a better values in life than the people that don't.
Okay, for the next question, do you think time that you spend for party or hang out with friends is important? And most of them are Indian or other nationalities.
I think it is quite important because me living here, I need to learn how to socialize and communicate better. And the people I hang out with are mostly Thais and sometimes also with Indians. Like I hang around with both because like I have my own society also. So there are people I hang out with. But like comparing today's generation and before, I think before like was more strict on going out and partying and stuff, but like timing now has changed and the generation today is not the same. So now I think hanging out and partying is actually okay.
Okay, how much time do you spend time with your family?
For me, family is a very important thing, so I spend quite a lot of time with them. Like every day I still go back to them, and like as my whole big family, it's like a every week thing. So you know, it's like quite often the time I spend.
Okay, moving on to the next question. After marriage, do you think you will stay with your family or separate yourself?
As for my culture, I think I have to separate myself because like the Indian society, right, once the girls get married to the guy, the girls move out. So like I have no choice on that to stay with my family, so yeah, I have to move out to live with their family.
Do you think are you discriminated in your society you live today?
I think for some people, yeah, because they still can't accept how Indians are and stuff. But like for some people who has nothing in their mind, but whatever it is, they won't initiate. You know, it's not easy to interact with someone not in the same society, so people wouldn't start making a conversation with you.
Okay, nowadays, does money play an important factor for you?
Before, money never used to be a big thing for me, but like now, since Indian people get married earlier and stuff, so like it doesn't make up like the whole of my life, but then like it is a part of my life. So yeah, money is kind of a big factor, you know, before marriage and after marriage.
Okay, let's start with the next question. What is your goal after you graduate and what type of organization you want to join?
As I mentioned before, marriage is kind of an important thing in the society, but like as for me, I would want to be able to be independent first and stand on my own feet and take care of myself, at least have enough to take care of myself before putting my life with someone else. And as for the organization, I always wanted to become a teacher since I was little, and like I did a part-time job on it and stuff, and like I quite enjoyed it. I taught like kindergarten students, so yeah, that's actually what I want to do.
If you work in international organization, could you adapt yourself for another culture under the same organization?
Yeah, I think I would, because like since now I'm in school and in university, and it's always been about adapting to the culture and the society I live today. So yeah, in the workplace I would have to do the same also, but it's easy to adapt because like I've been doing it quite often. But I think in a way they have to also respect about my culture a little and understand about it. But I think it's adaptable.
Now come to the last question of the value part. For your own culture, do you think wedding ceremony is still necessary for your culture or not?
It is very necessary because it is a big deal to have the wedding ceremony because like as for me in my religion we have to walk around the what we call as the guru, and like that actually makes our marriage official in a way. That's how we believe it. So yeah, it is a very important factor.
Let me begin with the next section, which is communication style. How do you feel when you talk to someone and you do not make an eye contact?
I feel talking to someone and not making eye contact is quite rude because like you have to show, even though you're not so interested or whatever, you have to show the politeness of talking to someone. Like not all the time make eye contact, but like at least sometime, because it shows how rude you are and like how you don't want to talk and communicate. So yeah.
How do you make the first impression to the others?
I think I have to be quite polite and like friendly, so people won't be intimidated by me, like the way I talk, because I'm from a totally different culture. So in order to get along, I have to be nice and polite and friendly, so they'll feel that it's okay to talk to me.
Next, how do you people in your culture think about public display affection like kissing or holding hand in the public?
For me, PDA is quite rude. Like in my culture, it's unacceptable because doing so you'll be judged, and like my society, guys and girls never used to be able to hang out together a lot, but now it's more acceptable. But like touching and PDA is kind of still unacceptable today, and people will still judge you if you do it in public.
Do you think that your culture have an obstacle in attending activities?
I don't think it's an obstacle because like me personally, I don't mind joining like the Lap Nong in the university because I like to get along, I like to socialize. But like as for some people, I think they feel quite uncomfortable doing so because maybe they think they aren't accepted and they can't put themselves out there, and they wouldn't go out of their comfort zone to, you know, get along with other people. But then as for me personally, I think it's not a big deal.
Okay, how do you show the respect to your boss?
As for the boss, I think I'll show like normal respect. I wouldn't do anything ill-mannered or be upfront to him so much because even though he's elder or younger, I still need to show the normal respect because he's still my boss and I'm still working for him.
Okay, like in Thai society, it shows respect elder people, like son have to bow to the father, but in the Western culture, it's okay to swear to the parent. How about your culture? Is it okay to do so?
In this way, my culture is not so different from Thai because even we have our own way to greet elders by why, but we just say something else, not what you guys say. And like, no, it's not okay to swear or do anything to your parents because at the end of the day, they are still your parents and you still need to respect them.
Okay, when you have conflict in your company and in that situation, which way is the most effective way to solve the problem?
I think the most effective way is to analyze the problem first and then think and come up with many solutions using reasons and stuff, not people with temper to talk because the situation will only get worse. So I think by analyzing and coming up with a solution together will be a very effective way.
If you have problem with your boss, do you think you will use reason until the boss will accept your argument or you will let it go?
I will use reason and until I think it's valid and he should listen to me. I will still try, but then if it doesn't work out, then in the end I think I might have to let it go.
Is it okay for husband, younger brother, and you in this case to get closer to each other in your culture, like kissing, hug, or hang out together?
I think hanging out and like when we meet each other and we greet by hug, that's fine. But like kissing and sitting on their lap and doing something out of the way, I don't think that's acceptable in our culture because it's inappropriate.
For the last question, if you have to work with the people who didn't like you, how will you do?
I think first, I would try to confront that person, but then if it doesn't change, then I'll try to avoid a little bit of that person just to avoid having conflict and try to think of the positive side of it, because making it negative will only make the situation worse. So I think that's how I'll do it.